Next. Random topic. Oh, we're doing pretty good in time. Don't kill the cat! Ha! Ichabod, biblical figure. Without glory, where is the glory? It's mentioned in the first book of Samuel as the son of Phinehas, a priest at the biblical shrine of Shiloh. Sorry about the stomping if it's audible in the mic. Who was born on the day that the Israelites' Ark of God was taken into Palestine captivity. His mother went into labor due to the shock of hearing that her husband Eli, her father-in-law, had died and that the Ark had been captured. He is also named later as the brother of Ahitub. What are we reading? Hebrew Bible, Judaism, Book of Samuel. Is a book in the Hebrew Bible found as two books. 1, 2 Samuel. In the Old Testament. The book is a part of Deuteronomistic history, a series of books, Joshua, Judges, Samuel, and Kings, that constitute a theological history of the Israelites and that aim to explain God's law of Israel under the guidance of the prophets. Israelites. Children of Israel were a group of Semitic-speaking tribes in the ancient Near East who during the Iron Age inhabited a part of Canaan. Semitic-speaking civilization and region of the southern Levant in the ancient Near East during the 2nd millennium BC. Okay, we have some more understandable maps here. These are tribes, the green lettering. Back to Ichabod. Etymology. The first book of Samuel tells how Ichabod's mother named him because the glory has departed from Israel because of the loss of the ark to the Philistines, and perhaps also because of the deaths of Eli and Phinehas. She repeats the phrase, the glory has departed from Israel, for the ark of God has been captured, to show her piety. Oh no, it's CSI. Officer Metcalf. Dispatch Unit 584 is a code for. We got a couple girls joyriding. Grissom 419. More like a 4. Brass lifts up the trunk hood. Inside trunk. Yes, I think it was a head. Ichabod was horror-struck on perceiving that he was headless. Brass glances at Grissom. Sleepy Hollow? Grissom glances at Brass. Vitreous humor is glazed over. What does that mean? 6 to 8 hours ago, somebody lost their head. Then somebody lost their head. Dun, 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 dun. Let's just look up the quote. Sleepy Hollow. The legend of Sleepy Hollow. On mounting a rising ground, which brought the figure of his fellow traveler in relief against the sky, gigantic in height and muffled in a cloak, Ichabod was horror-struck on perceiving that he was headless. Washington Irving, The Legend of the Sleepy Hollow. Context. So, rewind. We're looking up Ichabod from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, 1820 short story by American author Washington Irving, contained in his collection of 34 essays and short stories titled The Sketch Book of Geoffrey Crayon Gent. Irving wrote the story while living in Birmingham, England, along with Irving's companion piece, Rip Van Winkle. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is among the earliest examples of American fiction with enduring popularity, especially during Halloween because of a character known as the Headless Horseman, believed to be a Hessian soldier who was decapitated by a cannonball in battle. In 1949, the second film adaptation was produced by Walt Disney as one of 2 segments in the package film Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. So that's the Headless Horseman, the mythical figure who has appeared in folklore around the world since the Middle Ages. The figure is traditionally depicted as a rider upon horseback who is missing his head. In Irish folklore and Scottish folklore and German folklore. Popular culture, books, comics, film, television, Hey Arnold, video games, miscellaneous. From the listless repose of the place and the peculiar character of its inhabitants who were descendants from the original Dutch settlers, this sequestered glen has long been known by name of Sleepy Hollow. A drowsy, dreamy influence seems to hang over the land and to pervade the very atmosphere. Obviously, it's a horror, maybe children's story. Story set in 1790, not writing in close to present day. That should be an example for modern art. In the countryside around the former Dutch settlement of Tarrytown, historical Tarrytown, New York, in a secluded glen known as the Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow is
renowned
for its ghosts and the haunting atmosphere. Hey, it's almost Halloween. So this is appropriate. Oh, my next stream is on Halloween. And the haunting atmosphere that pervades the imaginations of its inhabitants and visitors. Some residents say this town was bewitched during the early days of the Dutch settlement, while others claim that the mysterious atmosphere was caused by an old Native American chief, the wizard of his tribe, before the country was discovered by Master Hendrik Hudson. Residents of the town are seemingly subjected to various supernatural and mysterious occurrences. They are subjected to trance-like visions and frequented by strange sights, music, and voices in the air. The inhabitants of Sleepy Hollow are fascinated by the local tales, haunted spots, and twilight superstitions on account of the mysterious occurrences and haunting atmosphere. The most infamous specter in the Hollow is the Headless Horseman, the commander-in-chief of all powers of the air, an attribute also of the devil, according to Ephesians 2:2. He is supposedly the restless ghost of a Hessian trooper whose head had been shot off by a stray cannonball during some nameless battle of the Revolution, who rides forth to the scene of the battle in nightly quest for his head. He's looking for his head. Of course, it's logical. The second chapter of the Epistle to the Ephesians in the New Testament of the Christian Bible tradition is believed to have been written by Apostle Paul while he was in prison in Rome around 62 AD, but more recently has been suggested it was written between 80 and 100 AD by another writer using Paul's name and style. Well, you can see the remains of the papyrus. So we have mixed religion, folklore, mystery, horror stories in this topic, which is just a little quote that my pal Grissom from CSI used as his opening statement in this episode of season 1 of CSI. That was nice.